Welcome back. With this cold weather, we have been focusing some attention on the changing face of homelessness. And by any measure, Collin County is a property-rich area here in North Texas. Most people think that homelessness wouldn't be as much of a problem there. But you know what? It is. And we asked our man on the street, Don Ball, to bring us up to date. Hey, Don.
Hi, Jeff. We've all heard the story of the Good Samaritan taking the time to help a person in need when nobody else would do it. Well, the Samaritan Inn in McKinney is doing that for 160 people every night, and it's still not enough.
The headline is that we are filled every single night of the year, which means 160 people in our shelter program.
Every night?
Every single night without fail.
If you picture a homeless person as a guy under the bridge with a beard and a camo jacket, you haven't been to the Samaritan Inn, Collin County's only homeless shelter.
We turned away 3,754 people that were qualified in 2013 simply because we didn't have room.
Do you feel homeless?
No, they don't make you feel homeless. You feel comfortable here.
Hakeem Hansen, along with his wife and 2 daughters, came from New York and expected to stay with family. But things didn't work out, and they found themselves at the Samaritan Inn. How important is this place to you and your family?
Very important, because I wouldn't have nowhere to get back to New York or have nowhere to stay down here.
They're really nice and they're friendly. I kind of thought it was going to be like the worst place bringing my kids in. Being that I'm from New York, I don't think shelters are good, but this was really a big move for us, and it was a change. They're very helpful, they're friendly.
Shadiman has won cheerleading trophies at school, Shania goes to daycare, Hakeem works nights at Target, and Sheena cleans houses.
So the next step is saving our money just to move out.
Okay, and that's what you expect to do? That's what
Yes.
you're planning to do?
Yes.
As soon as possible?
Yes, as soon as possible.
That's good. That's the right attitude. What we say to anybody who comes in is your job is to work as hard as possible to get out of here.
All the adults here pass a drug test and a criminal background check. They do chores, take career development courses, learn how to use a computer, and even how to balance a checkbook.
My life had gotten a little out of hand, and I think I needed to learn some life skills, and so I'd hit kind of a rock bottom.
Cindy Hansen was living on the streets, and 5 weeks ago, she got the last bed at the Samaritan Inn.
Oh, it's amazing. They give us hope. They give us leads. They give us the foundation that some of us didn't have. And that's the most important thing.
To meet the growing need, the Samaritan Inn will soon be expanding, breaking ground this year on a $7 million family shelter capable of housing 100 families.
And provide a safe, warm, nurturing environment for people who just need a little bit of help. I mean, it could be just 2 months that somebody needs a place to stay while they're saving for a security deposit.
They give you that first step, and then we go from there on our own 2 feet. And that's where we have wings, we take off and fly.
All right. That's great. And the Samaritan Inn is holding its annual fundraising gala on February 8th at the Marriott at Legacy Town Center in Plano. Tim Conway, remember Tim Conway from Carol Burnett and McHale's Navy? He's going to be the host. They've already raised $2 million towards the new family center. They need to raise $5 million more.
Wow.
And they're not taking government money.
That's marvelous. Well, sure, they have some contribution, or is it a public-private partnership, or?
Well, it's a nonprofit. Yeah. And they're looking for donations from corporations, individuals, of course. They do get some grant money. Less than 5% of that grant money, though, is developed through the government. And they won't build anything until they have the money to build it.
Wow, what a concept.
Boy, that's a unique concept, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is.
They have a balanced budget every year.
And Tim Conway, how'd they get Tim Conway? That's fantastic.
They just called him up and said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Nothing, I'll be there.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's a great story, and it shows you what the need is like. 3,700 people they turned away last year.
They're turning away
people who qualified.
People who qualify. That means that they pass a drug test. You know, they're people that would qualify to live there.
Sure.
They would pass a background check, all the things that they require.
Just didn't have room for them.
Good people, but just a little down on their luck.
Yeah. Right. And they say the #1, up in Collin County, the #1 reason for homelessness these last few years has been unemployment.
Yeah.
It's been the impact of the Great Recession.
Happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Thanks, Don. Great story. Coming up next on the Texas Daily, our own consumer watchdog Dave Lieber is in the studio, and he has the answers to all of your questions, in particular this time about credit card fraud. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Dave Lieber coming up next. Stay here.